this afternoon. Now, we did get a dip lower after in the price of gold here, which we'll have a look at. Gold, silver, we'll have a look at the US dollar, oil as well. We'll take a look at platinum and palladium too. So gold prices, we have seen a after we saw gold break out on Tuesday out to 7-week highs here. So we breached just up to 1,220 US ounce, just underneath that level on Tuesday. Subsequently, yesterday, we saw gold prices under pressure since the release of the Fed Beige Book, which highlighted growing optimism that supports the Fed's view of 3 rate hikes in 2017. So we've seen overall gold down as Fed's optimism in the US economy. Markets are also looking for clues today, of course, from Mario Draghi's speech. The current tapering on the table as well. And we're just coming off the back of actually Mario Draghi's speech now on the press conference. And as usual, for those of you who follow the press conferences by Mario Draghi in the past and what sort of impact this has on the US dollar and also the price of gold, silver, and a number of other commodities and the price of course, the US dollar, which I'll just show you right now. The US dollar is rallying. Look at this conference. For those of you who know this in terms of the impact it has on the precious metals, it is very to see off the back of the ECB press conferences, the US dollar to get supported, and most notably gold and silver, both prior to that and on the actual day of the conference as well. We've been going over this during our live trading rooms during the week at the Gold and Silver Club, the potential to take profits here ahead of today's announcement and ahead of today's press conference. And you can see this is not unusual at all that we've got at the moment on gold currently trading just below 1,200 US dollars at 1,099. We have had what is known as a rail track formation yesterday into the close, which is a bearish candle, which is equivalent to the previous bullish candle. And you've got here the same amount of body, the same daily high and the daily low, and that often can be a bearish factor, especially if you break below the previous day's low. Then you can really start to see the momentum up to the downside. So at the moment, it's trading at 11.99. Not really too surprised about that, given that we've had 3 weeks of strong gains here on gold. It's had a really good rally so far as part of the January effect. We closed above the 50-day moving average on this week. We've continued to break out and surge higher here up to the monthly pivot, but I do think at the moment we are due a little bit of a short-term pullback here for gold. It has certainly seen a good run following on from the 29th of December. We saw essentially gold break out of this formation. It's continued to follow, and at this point in time, the major levels, I've had a few questions on this. What major levels to have a look at the moment on gold in order to consider this as number one, the next major area of key support, although the major zones that gold needs to hold at the moment. So right now, 1,200 will be the first zone, which is where we're sitting at right now. So a close above or below this level will be important today. Most notably, a lot of traders will be looking on gold to see today whether we will close below yesterday's low. So that will be a major point to look at in the markets today for gold. If we do get a close below yesterday's low, this short-term pullback could start to increase some momentum, and we may get a move all the way back down to the major monthly pivot here, 6,185 US dollars per ounce, which would also be a revisit of the 50-day moving average. So at the moment, the next key targets we're looking at for a temporary pullback would be the 1185 zone if gold closes below 1,200 today. So it's been a good run. The January effect has played out exactly as we've been anticipating, but at this point in time, we expect a pullback here back potentially towards the 1185 zone. Now, if we go